All right, Shalom, Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. A double honors to the apostles, elders of great millstone, salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work of truth and sincerity. All right. So, yet again, you super spiritual, super woke Negroes continue to miss the mark. All right. And you continue to forward the rhetoric and agenda of this corrupt Western world. All right. And this does actually more harm than it does good, because women's rights, all right, have led to feminism and a deconstruction of the family household, the emasculation of men, all right, the independence of women, which only leads them to be, single without a family, all right. It takes them from their nature, which is to nurture, all right, and it breeds all sorts of promiscuity and just perverse, ideology. Okay. So you're really doing more harm than good. All right. So it says, chanting, they judge you, they judge Christ. All right. Godspeed for women's rights. All right. It sound good. Okay. It sound good. All right. But if we judge women, all right, for the things that they've been doing, all right, it's actually a righteous judgment against wickedness. Okay. Because these women are running amok in this society. All right. Now, that's not to say that, women ain't doing some type of good, but really, they're really not doing any good. Okay. Because they're destroying themselves through much liberty. All right. And guys like you give them liberty. All right. And confidence to continue the madness. All right. Now, you got a lot of women that have accomplished a lot of things, which is nothing wrong with that, because that's a sign of the times. And the scriptures say, what a woman shall compass a man. All right. And that's a proverb which has came true. Women have compassed men in this society. All right. They're the breadwinners. They're, I can't even say leading the households. They're destroying the households. All right. Because that's what happens when you put women on a pedestal and you allow them to have control. They raise a monstrosity of what we call younger generations. All right. Emotional men. Okay. And that's what this society is bred. Okay. And it's very rare you see women who are for the family structure, who have a career and so on and so forth. But most likely, if they do have a career, there ain't going to be no family. Okay. There ain't going to be no raising no family. Okay. Because the society has the woman caught in this delirium of superficial, uh, you know, wants and gains. All right. And they're stuck in a vicious cycle of destruction. Okay. And niggas like this guy, these super woke, super spiritual dudes, keep helping afford this agenda. Okay. And really, they're self-willed, self-righteous, and they don't know the righteousness of the Heavenly Father. But we do. Okay. And soon enough, all right, a lot of rhetoric is going to cease to exist because of the times that we live in. All right. Okay. Because that independent, that equal rights to men, women having equal rights to men, that's not going to exist in the world anymore, because the world as we know it, all right, is going to be full of anarchy and chaos. And there's going to be the survival of the fittest, all right, around this place, okay? Now, with this dude, Kendrick Lamar, super woke, super spiritual nigga, all right? Again, he only seeking his own righteousness, and they don't care for the righteousness of the Heavenly Father. And I just figured I'd point that out, you know? As the scriptures say, the world will love his own, and it does, okay? All right? Because what? He's speaking towards the rhetoric of the world. He's pushing the rhetoric of the world. He's not pushing what the scriptures say. Why? Because it's controversial. And the scriptures actually speak against this world. All right? So we know, 1 John 2:15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. They don't love the Father. They don't love the Heavenly Father. All right? Because what he's doing is more harm than good. All right? Instead of protecting the sanctity of women, all right, and creating an environment where it's safe for women, they keep pushing them to the forefront and exposing them. Because ultimately, we're going to live in an anarchist, or we're going to live in anarchy, and it's going to be survival of the fittest. And all the rhetoric of independent woman, strong black woman, or strong woman, that's going to cease to exist. All right, these are falsalities predicated and pushed upon these are lies. All right, pushed to these women, these vulnerable women who think that, you know, a career is greater than the family. No, the family is greater than the career. You see? All right. And that's one thing they're going to wish they had, was a family, or a strong family with a strong man leading the family. Okay. And the scriptures say the Lord shall make a man more precious than fine gold, the fine gold of Uphaz. All right. So in the times that we live in, the Lord is going to make a man more precious than anything. All right. Okay. So again, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, all right, because that's all there is to it. All right. Women's lib, which leads to feminism, which feminism leads to the deconstructing of the family household. It leads to the promiscuity of women and them destroying themselves through much liberty, rather than protecting themselves, rather than having some type of dignity and sanctity about them. All right. Rather than them being precious and looked towards as precious. All right. All right. It's just the exact opposite now. Okay. All right. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. All right. And that's another thing, you know, women are parading themselves on the social media platforms promiscuously. All right. Which is really devaluing them, rather than, you know, giving them some type of value. Because a man, we don't care for the, you know, the big ass. That's lust, you know. And the spiritual man doesn't deal in that. Okay. And that's what the Lord is going to make. He's going to make the spiritual man, the righteous man, the elect of the nation of Israel, who calls upon the name of the Lord Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. He's going to make them more precious than fine gold. All right. So we're going to be the ones that sought after the Lord, willing we be of that number, because of the spiritual understanding. All right. That we have through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. All right. And I spoke on that. When these scourges, when the punishments roll through and they break out and, touch the wicked, all right, the famine, the pestilences, the civil unrest, all right, the martial law, the troops, okay, it's going to reach out and touch people. And it's going to touch the wicked, okay? All right, this world as we know it is going to pass away, all right? And the rhetoric of the world is going to pass away, all right? These falsalities that they prop themselves up on, these things are going to vanish and they're going to be wiped away, all right? It says, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Why? The will of the Heavenly Father is what really persists. His laws, his precepts, his commandments, these things persist. These are instructions of life on how to move, how to think, all right, how to apply practical knowledge, okay, which is spiritual knowledge, okay. All right. So those are the things that's going to persist, and the falsalities of the world, women's equality and all of that stuff, that's going to be done away with. So this dude is just doing more harm than is doing good by, in a sense, he's justifying the wicked for a reward. And that reward could be a kudos, it could be praise, they could even give this man a reward, and those checks roll through. Okay. And what? A gift destroyeth the heart. It destroys your mind. All right. So I don't know, a lot of Jake do a lot of stuff for publicity, but these super spiritual, super woke niggas in this time, you really missed the mark. All right. You really missed the mark. Okay. Right, so the world loves its own, justify the wicked for the reward, and really, I just wanted to, add my 2 cents, man, because I seen this shit, and it kind of vexed me a little bit, because Jake is in a spirit. They're not in the spirit of pleasing the Heavenly Father. They're in the spirit of pleasing the world and what the world thinks. And see, this truth, the real truth, it speaks against all of this shit that we see in the world, all the rhetoric of this society, All right. I guess in conclusion, man, please the Heavenly Father, man, because this shit is going to vanish away. This is only temporal. All right. And a woman having rights and all of that stuff, that's a lie. That's a falsality predicated on lies. All right. They can't prove this shit. Look at what women have been doing via the power that they've been given. Promiscuity, the destruction of the household, the children being raised up, being emotional, the men being emotional, being raised by women, destroying themselves, so on and so forth, And with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Just wanted to touch on that, And with that, I'm going to say shalom. Give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. Salutations to you, Akim. Shalom.